Hey guys, it's Melanie, and today I have a review for you of the Root Candles Vanille and Bourbon candle. This is limited edition, and this is from their Vanilla Infusions line. So basically, this is a line that they recently came out with that uses vanilla as a base for all of the candles, and then adds some other unique fragrances to that vanilla, but the whole line is basically, rooted in that solid vanilla fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and just run down the different vanilla combinations that they have here. So they have the vanilla paired with ginger, bourbon, which is what I have here, berry, coconut, freesia, and tobacco. I have to say that I smelled the entire line when I picked this one up, and bourbon was definitely my favorite out of all of them. I was surprised that I didn't like the coconut as much, but the coconut was very much a like a beachy, like suntan lotion type coconut mixed with the vanilla, and I don't really care for that type of coconut. I prefer more of the fresh coconut type fragrance. So the vanilla and bourbon is what I went for, although I am tempted to try the tobacco as well, but it was not available when I picked this one up. Where I found this. Okay, so you can find it on the Root Candles website, which I will link down below. I'm very fortunate in that I'm a wedding florist, and the wholesale market where I purchase my flowers also has Root Candles for wholesale as well. So I picked mine up for $13.95, but these do retail for $19.90. Sorry, not $19.95. They're $29.95 on the website. So they are a little bit of a spendier candle. However, Root Candles is definitely a higher end type of candle. They do use 100% natural beeswax. And this line here is what they call a beeswax blend. So I'm not sure what other types of beeswax they blended together to get this. They do not state that on the website, but it does have an all natural cotton wick, which makes for a nice clean burn. And the size of this candle, by the way, is 16.6 ounces. So you're going to get more wax than a Bath and Body Works candle, but less than say like a Yankee or a Goose Creek large jar candle. These are made in the US, and this has a burn time of roughly 80 hours. So let's go ahead and talk about the description that they have on the website here. So they say that the vanilla and bourbon is the bitter creamy notes of bourbon, which is, infused into the vanilla. And there is also a combination of spicy, sweet fruit, fresh oak, delicate corn notes underscored by a layer of caramel. So this is definitely a slightly more complex blend. And when you read all those things together, it doesn't sound like it would necessarily smell very good, but it does. This definitely has a gourmand type of undertone to it. It's not something that is outright a foodie or bakery type scent, but it is definitely a sweeter, almost bakery type of candle. So if you don't like sweeter scents, I probably wouldn't go for this one. You definitely get the vanilla base that's very predominant in this, and the vanilla is very predominant in all of the other fragrances as well. So you get that vanilla, you do get that kind of spicy oaky type note as well. I don't get much sweetness from this at all. It definitely has more spice than sweetness. You do get that caramel, but it's not that sticky sweet caramel that you can get in a lot of, say, like Bath and Body Works candles. It seems like it's a more mature, like slightly less sweet version of like a Werther's Original, those candies, like that type of caramel type of note. I guess that's the closest that I'm trying to give you like an image here. And that would be the candy that I would choose. But again, it's not overly sweet at all. And really, I don't get anything fruity from this in the slightest. It's very much like vanilla, spicy, a hint of caramel, fresh kind of oaky scent. Does that make sense? So it's really nice. It's unique. It's different. It appealed to me. The second that I picked it up and smelled it, I was like, oh yes, I have to take this one home. It's really a beautiful scent. And I would say if you find any of the other combinations appealing, just in terms of like, if you really like berry scents or you really like, you know, floral scents, the freesia would obviously be a beautiful one. And if you like fruits, again, the berry one would be a great combination. They're really interesting, you guys. I am so glad that I picked this up. Now, these do only come with a paper cover on the top. They don't have a lid to them, which I thought was a little bit of a bummer, because the type of wax that this is will definitely tend to attract a lot of dust. And so I actually kept the little dust cover to be able to put back on once the candle has been blown out and has solidified again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to store it in like a cabinet or something, because I do find that the root candles, if they are not covered up in between burnings, will tend to collect a lot of dust, and I just don't like the look of that in my candles. The glass is a opaque black. You can kind of see the flame in there, but it's not going to illuminate the way that like a lighter colored glass or like a clear glass would illuminate your room. This would honestly be a really nice bedroom candle, and so I think that the black glass kind of is perfect for that. It's really nice. I tend to like the packaging. It's very minimalist. Root packaging in general is very minimalist, and I tend to really gravitate towards it because it's just simple and modern and clean. But yeah, overall, 2 thumbs up for me on this one. And if I can find the tobacco one, I will certainly be reviewing that as well. So fingers crossed that I can get my hands on it. And let me know if you guys have any questions down below. Again, I will link this on the website. If you are a florist, I would check with your local flower market. The flower markets that may be in your area are not typically open to the public, so but sometimes you can get day passes. Might be worth looking into. I mean, if you're planning on buying a bunch of them. But anyway, root candles, the website seems easy enough to order off of, and they actually are having a 20% sale off through the 27th. I'm not sure when this video is going up, but they do have sales from time to time, so something to keep in mind for root. But again, these are limited editions, so also think about that. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.